Hello, welcome to Firearms of America, and today, as you guys can see, we have another pair of TERRA hiking boots, and this was recommended by one of the viewers here. This is TERRA 453 hiking boot, and overall, if you don't have time to watch the whole review, I do like it. It's a great boot. It is on the heavier side, so if you prefer lighter hiking boots, this is not exactly the choice for you. But one thing I wanted to mention before we move on. Because, as some of you know, this review is specifically for our ultimate survival boot section. So the perfect boot for any kind of survival situation, you know, catastrophe, war, whatever, things where you need to run out of your house wearing one pair of boots and maybe wearing them for the next 3 weeks while you're walking for miles, running, maybe even fighting, doing all of these things to survive before you can get to safety, if this would be a good boot. Here's one important thing that I wanted to mention. Whenever it comes to stealth in these boots, might be a little bit hard, and we all know in survival situations you might need to be stealthy. Just listen to this.
Oh god, this is freaking loud.
Yes, so not exactly a stealth boot. I did not know where exactly in this video to put this, so I'll just tell you right out of the bat. Other than that, I do like the boot overall. It runs true to the size, no problems with sizing, so get this half a size bigger. You know, it's just a good advice that I get from my hiking friends. Just half a size bigger, and you should be fine. Alright, done with the introduction, let's start with the actual review. So, as you guys know, we judge all of our boots here by 8 different criteria. The very first one being the comfort. Now, like I have said, this is not exactly a light hiking boot. It is definitely on the heavier side. Now, I wouldn't exactly call it heavy. It still is, you know, it's a good weight. Not too much, nothing too crazy, but it is definitely on the heavier side. It is also on the bulkier side. As you can see, it does feel a little bit big on your feet, for sure. Not the size wise, but just overall, like a lot of things going on. Now, of course, this bulkiness and the weight come with several benefits, which we're going to talk about later. But keep in mind, whenever it comes to comfort, whenever you're walking for long distances, whenever you have to run, that weight can negatively impact that comfort. So the test that I usually do to test all my boots is a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk without stopping. The total wear time is about 7 to 8 hours. It was not very easy to run in this boot. After about 2 miles, I did start to get tired because of that weight and because of that bulkiness. It is possible to run for a mile, maybe half a mile without any problems, but 2 miles started to get hard. Now, I'm not a great runner or amazing hiker or anything like that, but nevertheless, you know, there are some boots out there where you can run for miles, and they're much more comfortable than your running sneakers. But this is not exactly it. So whenever it comes to running, you might find it a little bit disappointing. However, there is a really huge plus, and it is the inner sole. It is really nothing special. It is a standard inner sole from TERRA, so not like Ortholite or anything, or like a Capron. But they did a very good job of making it sort of bouncy on the heel and at the same time at the front. And there is also a very good arch going here in the middle, so it gives you a full support of your foot. So it does feel very good. It does take a lot of impact, especially whenever you're not running properly, which the last mile you probably will end up running not properly because you will get tired from the weight. So overall, I would give this boot it's hard. I wanted to say 7 out of 10, but then again, you don't really use hiking boots for running. So if we are judging by that, then I would give it an 8 out of 10 because they are comfortable overall. Walking, hiking in them, you would be fine. You can hike, 5-6 miles and not really have any problems or get fatigued. So I will give it 8 out of 10, not 7 out of 10. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, which is the proofing and protection. And this is where all of that weight, all of that bulkiness, you start to realize why it's all there. There's a lot of protection going on. There's this really good, nicely reinforced toe. It is still soft, but this leather piece right here, it definitely does add up some protection for the toe. The heel is definitely reinforced. Now, there isn't much going on in the ankles. It's just a design, so keep in mind, no protection in the ankles. The hardware here is plastic, so not metal, kind of balances out the weight a little bit. But also in the proofing department, these boots are GORE-TEX. Yes, these are GTX boots, so they are waterproof and breathable at the same time. And as if you already noticed, the tongue here is gusseted. Alright, so this is really it. Now, also in the protection wise, I wanted to mention here that the bottom sole is actually a special TFX outsole from Daner. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit later in the outsole section, but I wanted to mention here that this hard rubber is very nicely protects you from from like sharp rocks, not shark rocks, whatever that is, sharp rocks on the road, because I do have a rocky road where I do the testing, and it definitely does offer a good protection with the outsole. Okay, so let's move on to the criteria number 3, and it's the quality and the design features. Now, design features wise, I wanted to mention a quick lace system. I like it very much. The lace here is very easy and fast to tighten, and I do like these hooks because they actually catch the lace, the strings in place, so it makes it easier to tighten the boots. Also, quality wise, I wanted to mention there are a lot of reviews on these boots. It's more than 260 reviews, and they are almost 5 stars on Amazon. So people definitely do like them, and like I said, these boots were recommended to me by a hiker, one of the viewers who is hiking on this channel. Not hiking on this channel, but is watching this channel, but who is a hiker. Anyway, so quality wise, no problems. Plus, I have experience with a lot of Daner boots, and all of their boots so far have been of amazing quality. I never had any kind of problems with Daner, and I have reviewed probably already about 10 pairs of different Daner boots on this channel. So, quality Daner, I can trust those guys. Okay, let's move on to the criterion number 4, and it is the outsole, traction, and stability. Now, this outsole is definitely on the flatter side. I do wish that there was a little bit more aggression because they were a bit slippery on the wet grass that I was testing it. Now, besides the wet grass, I also tested them on tarmac, on asphalt, on a rocky road, on the sand, on, already said, the wet grass. I tested them on the trail. So I tested them in a lot of different terrains, and they handle pretty well on most of them. They do handle very well on flat surfaces, like this desk, for example. Not that I tested it on this desk, but on like a tile and marble, I tested them on the tile, and they handle very well because they have a lot of flatness. They handle very well on the sand because they're pretty flat and they don't dig into the sand. But like I said, because they lack some extra aggression, it is a little bit slippery on surfaces like wet grass. Keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to point out these ridges right here, which are very helpful. I'm very happy that Daner implemented them here because they're gonna be helpful if you're planning to climb a tree, a rock, or maybe a rope. This is gonna be very, very helpful. Okay, down with the outsole, traction, and stability. Let's talk a little bit about the temperature. Criterion number 5, temperature. Now, I've been testing them in Florida, and today was pretty hot. Today was 95 degrees outside. Did not overheat thanks to this GORE-TEX membrane fabric that is used in these boots. It allows for that breathability because usually waterproof boots, they can be running pretty hot because there is no breathability. obviously breathability means pores, and pores means water gets in, you know, but the GORE-TEX is a sort of technology which allows breathability but does not allow water to get in. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's what I heard. That's what I'm saying. So temperature wise, in the hot weather, yes, they do come with a lot of stuff, but you're not going to overheat. Now in the winter, this do not offer any insulation, so I would say nothing extreme. You might be fine with a pair of good insulated socks, but like I said, these are not exactly winter boots, and don't expect anything extreme from them. Number 6 criterion, really quickly, is the sizing. Like I said, they run true to the size, no problems at all. My shoe size is 9.5. All my sneakers, all my shoes are in 9.5, but my boots I always get in size 10. Kind of give myself a little half a size extra, and that's a recommendation that I got from a hiker friend of mine. And basically what that does is it gives you a little bit of extra space, so when you're going down the hill, your toe is not banging on the front of the boot. You know, you're not gonna get fatigued. Your toe is not gonna get destroyed. Anyway, let's move on to the criterion number 7. Probably the most important one here, and it's the balance of application. Let's assume that this really is your survival boot, and that was the only boot option that you had in your house, and you would put it on, run out of your house, walk for miles, run from danger, maybe fight, maybe climb, whatever you need to do in survival. Would this be a good boot? Well, not in stealth situations, that is for sure. But other than that, I think it really comes down to your personal preference, because there's one type of people who prefers more protection, which comes with extra weight, which they do not mind. And then there are people like me who prefer more lightness, for more mobility, for more speed, which comes with a lack of protection. So no reinforced toes, no reinforced heels, no reinforced ankles. And it is very, very hard to find something that offers both. These boots are more on that protection heavier side. So if you are the type of person that prefers to have more protection at the cost of a little bit more bulkiness and a little bit more weight, these boots are definitely for you. You're gonna like them because the build quality is absolutely amazing. They don't look too bad, so they are pretty good as an everyday boot. They don't really look like anything out of a video game or anything weird like that. So definitely a good everyday boot, definitely a good hiking boot overall, if you don't mind that a little bit of extra weight. Now the outsole, I think Daenerys could have done a little bit of a better job, because I wish there was a little bit more of aggression to give you more stability on surfaces like wet grass. If you're walking through wet grass, you're not gonna notice anything, everything is gonna be fine, your traction is gonna be great. But if you're running like me, you might slide around just a tiny little bit. So keep all of that in mind. Okay, and the very, very last criterion here, criterion number 8, is the price. Now this size 10, in this color configuration, they do have a few different color configurations, was actually $165 currently on Amazon, and the link is in the description below if you want to check it out, the updated price, because just me saying here the Amazon price is really a waste of time because it changes every single day. So it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less, I don't know. But here's the thing. I think it's a definitely fair price for these boots. I don't think it's too expensive. Daenerys, great brand. It's it's a full grain leather, so you definitely gonna have a little bit of more price, because leather is usually more expensive, which also adds up to the weight. Also, they do feature GORE-TEX, which is also an expensive feature most of the times. So definitely a fair price. But here's the thing. There is a lot of competition in that pricey price range, right? It's not exactly budget boots, 165 is not exactly budget. I would consider budget being a little bit more maybe than 100 and then less. But 165 is definitely pricey, and there's a lot of competition. So check it out. On my channel, I do have a lot of comparable hiking boots in the same, with similar features, being the GORE-TEX, being all of that, offering similar types of protection and sort of features that these boots do offer. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think about these boots. Would you consider them for your hiking boots? Would you consider them for your ultimate survival boots? Let me know. I would really appreciate your input on that. Also, if you do have requests for reviews, if you're interested in buying a certain boot and you want me to review it before you buy it, I can definitely take a look and see if I can get it, because if I can, I absolutely love to. I have a full list of boots that I'm trying to get, and my first opportunity, I get those first before I get something random, because I want to bring stuff that you guys are interested in and not just something random. And if you found this review useful, please do subscribe. Every subscriber definitely counts here. This is still a growing channel, so every subscriber, every like is appreciated. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America, and I'll see you guys in the next video.